What's up, guys? AJ Slot Guy here with SlotsFan.com, and I have a very special guest here with me today, guys. And oh my goodness, it's not a slot channel. What are we gonna do? Ashbeth, hang on a second here because this is going to be one of the best interviews I'm going to do for you, and I'm going to tell you why in a second. Actually, we're going to get into it later because I'm going to draw you in. This is Mr. Chris Bailey. This is my personal host over at Foxwoods Resort and Casino, but that's not why he's here. He's here to tell you all about the fun stuff that these creators have been talking about as far as Sloticon goes and about his journey up into, what is now sitting in the media room over at Foxwoods Resort and Casino with the beautiful bag. I mean, look at this shot. You got to take this in a sec. I feel like I got to back up for it. I feel like I'm on late night show with NJ Slot Guy. Is that what it feels like, Chris?
It definitely feels like that.
Okay. What do we got going on there?
I'm already ringing.
Chris is ringing. Do you want to answer it live for the fans? Do you have to pick it up?
We're not going to do that.
No, because this is the variable of the show. Can I pick it up the next time somebody calls?
Depends on who it is.
If it's Jason, can I pick it up?
Absolutely.
Yes. You heard it here first, guys. Anyways, Chris, that's going to happen. His phone's always ringing. He can never give me his time. And finally, I can sit him in a room and talk to him about all the fun we had at Sloticon. But first, Chris, please tell us about your journey and what it is you do here and how you started in this game to where you are.
Yeah, so, basically, I was still in high school.
Nice.
And my parents both worked in a casino. And
long time ago.
It was a while ago.
Like that?
Long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
It's been a while.
Keep going.
So, yeah, I would get out of school every day and go up, and I was cleaning tables in room service to start out, and then my career kind of just progressed from there. I went from room service attendant to server, mixed in a little butler at that point, valet cars for a while, ran guest service department over there, and then went back to being a butler before I left that property and went to the Dominican Republic where I worked for 2 years. Yeah. And that was fun. I was remote. I worked from home and I'd fly down once a month or so. Deal with the customers down there and day-to-day operations and that kind of stuff. And then I landed at Foxwoods. I've been here ever since, 5 years now.
Can you take me to DR?
No.
Okay. Next question. What is your official title here?
Vice President of Player Development.
Vice President of Player Development, and you make sure that I, as a player, am developed or becoming developed?
My job is basically to, when you host customers, you want them to come back over and over again. Make sure that you show them a good time. Make sure that they're, comped adequately. Both, you're kind of a middleman between the casino and the customer. You want to make sure that, the customer is taken care of, and they're happy overall. But you also have to protect the bottom line of the casino.
Of course. So everybody's mad at you, basically,
all
at
the
the
time.
same time. I know, man. I've seen it. How many times have we been, together? I have spent lots of time with Chris, and they have all been outstanding fun times, I think. We don't have any bad times, do we?
I've yet to have one with you.
All right, good. I don't ever want to have one. Okay, so being here at Foxwoods, first of all, this is one of the top properties that I've been to as a creator, and as a player, man. I remember coming here like, that's not good math, but I just remember going from one casino to the other, and then coming here like a decade later when I was a channel, and I can't believe how massive of a place this is, first of all. This is something you run into in, like, Oklahoma, in the middle of the country.
Yeah.
It's right here, man.
The footprint is absolutely massive.
It's right here. It's massive.
Yeah.
You could stay here a week and still not touch a lot of stuff that goes on here.
You're not going to get to
and that's why I appreciate it. Do you, this is it for you. So you're like Sam Ace Rothstein in Casino, basically, the way you just talked. You came up and now you run the show, basically, is what you're telling us. I'm just kidding. Remember when he said that, and then they put it in the paper, and then they... Yeah, that's right. Jason has not seen that movie, if I had to guess, just like he didn't see A Bronx Tale.
That was probably one of my favorite experiences.
It's for another time. It's for another time.
Hey, this is Chaz Palmer.
Chris, I thought he was joking with us at first. We were sitting with Mr. Handpay, and Chaz Palminteri was the guest speaker at this wonderful dinner that you guys hosted here. And he comes out, and Mr. Handpay's like, wait, who is this guy? And the shock and awe on my face. I like balled my fist, and you had the same exact thing when I told you. Like, he has no idea who this is.
I thought he was joking at first.
Another time. No, we're not going to make fun of him. He's a good guy. He doesn't deserve this much time right now. So, okay, so let's get back into it here. When it came to now this is like, you know, all of the creators have been here that like I've spoken to. They have nothing bad to say, of course. When it comes to that, how long have you been in this where like this became recognized as a thing, this slot influencer thing, and how hard was it to get it like approved? Remember all that stuff we even went through after I was approved. Remember that whole disaster?
Yeah.
But just because of, you know, this is still on the ground floor. Not a lot of people recognize it, and now, you know, how welcoming you guys are to have us here, you know, 24/7. I don't have to do anything. I've never had to call you and say, Chris, they shut me down here. That was a once in a lifetime thing. Yeah. And then everything kind of smoothed out, and it kind of seems like they've come to their senses more than a lot of, you know, local places, even on the East Coast, even in my own Atlantic City, man. I only have 2 or 3 places down there. So it's like, I could come up here to this beautiful place. Why wouldn't I, you know? So, you know, keep doing what you guys are doing. But what was that like? Were you kind of like, what are these people doing? Like, are there slot channels?
I can tell you, like, the first time it happened, I had a channel call me, and they were like, I want to get filming approval for, you know, to film my slot play there. And I was like, probably not. Never heard of this before.
What?
Like,
what are you talking about?
You know, I couldn't tell you the first thing about any of it that was going on. And then, you know, kind of just it went from there, and a channel came in, and then they introduced me to a couple other channels, and then it just grew from there at that point. But I've kind of become the, you know, the person who people go to get the filming approved, because it's, you know, I've dealt with it so much more than everyone else has. So it's been, you know, it's comfortable now. It's easier, a lot easier. We have a good process in place, and we know the right avenues and the right things to ask, and what we need to ask of creators also to, you know, not do, and what to do while you're on property. And
which, I mean, and look, man, I'm not taking shots at anybody, but as a creator, you got to have common sense. You know, you have to have common sense, especially for, you know, you're in such a public setting, like being here when I'm here, like on a holiday right now. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to go live and like hold my camera up and start swooping it around and stuff like that. And there's other times, man, when I'm here and there's nobody here, that's the time when I'm loud and I'm holding the thing up and stuff like that. Like, just use common sense and make it easier for you.
I mean, it's important from a casino's perspective that we, you know, maintain the privacy of the people that are on the floor that want, you know, their privacy to be, you know, taken seriously.
Of course. So. And that's, you know, I'm always worried about everybody else around me too, unless drinks start pouring and then we start having some fun. That's for another time, like I said. Are you a slots player as well? Do you like slot machines?
I don't love slot machines.
Yeah, all right. Neither do I anymore.
I'll play slot machines. My wife really enjoys slot machines. I would say very low limit. She drives me crazy because she'll never ever win, and we all know that.
Yeah, that's all right.
She likes betting a nickel on the nickel machines, and I'm thinking that like
hamster on the wheel.
It's gonna be okay.
Hamster on the wheel. Just go round and
fine.
round. Let her
do whatever. It's just here.
Let her do it. Go round and round. Do you have a favorite slot machine?
I do, though.
Let's hear it. Can I hear it?
Well, it depends.
Can you tell me?
Is it if I want to win, or is it if I like just my favorite game to play?
Well, now you got to give me both.
Okay. So I think I have the best luck on the Firelinks machines.
Firelinks. You like Firelinks?
Yeah.
Which ones are these?
I don't know. They just draw me.
What is that? I don't remember Firelinks for some reason, but I'm gonna go downstairs and see 12 Firelinks. Go, what an idiot!
The ones with the you get 4 fireballs and it goes into the bonus.
Oh, ultimate. You know why?
Ultimate, yeah.
That I always think ultimate.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Ultimate was the first thing I was thinking. I'm sorry, Chris.
It's okay.
That's all right, guys. I'm sorry. The 4 Fireballs.
And I'm not.
That was fun.
I'll be honest. I'm not a big slot guy, so like I don't know all the names of them. So I might be, but I think you have to be hard pressed to not love Huff and Even More Puff, despite the fact that you're probably just gonna unload.
I don't have a good repertoire with that machine right now.
Oh, I don't either.
We don't get along.
I don't know if I've ever gotten a bonus on the machine, but I just know that it's a game that I enjoy playing.
Makes me angry, actually, a little bit. Wait, so which one are you going to play if you want to win? Wait, which one did we start with?
Firelinks is definitely the one that's the ultimate Firelinks for sure.
Okay, that's your favorite? That's
my one to go to, and I can pump money into it.
Okay.
Enjoy the game, but like feel like I'm going to get some money back.
Got it.
You're just going to fire away some cash.
I like what you did. That was awesome. I like what you see. You're a natural, man. Tell me you haven't done this before. Yeah. That was good. Fire off. That was say Firelink. Get it? What's the favorite machine then?
Huff and Even More Puff.
Oh yeah, we did this.
Yeah,
we did this. Huff and wait.
The new one.
Huff and the third one.
Yeah.
Third one in the series. I prefer the first one now. At this point, after what I've dealt with all of the bonus games and different mansion features, you guys know. You watch the videos. It's very frustrating, and it seems like I did a lot better on the first one, and I had a lot more fun on it. You can hear it in my voice. You just deflation as I just go on, and now you're watching Huff and Even More Puff.
So salty.
No, it's bad, man. Let's not get into it.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to you, Chris.
I'm a table games guy, though.
Me too.
Yeah.
I've always been a craps guy. I love craps and blackjack.
Same.
And I've never. I don't think I've ever touched them here. Maybe once with my friend Stefan, who we all know. I think I played some craps here, maybe. But I would love to play table games with you one day on a property that we can both do that with. Can you promise me that one day? Maybe in the Dominican Republic, like I said. But
we'll find time sometime.
You want to be greedy for some reason, Chris Bailey. Okay, so the main squeeze here was every creator that I have interviewed, I always ask them, what was the best experience? And Chris, I'm telling you, I promise you, it's so funny how I interviewed all these people in a row, and I wasn't expecting them to say this because they're creators who've hit tons of jackpots before. They spend time with tons of people, Vegas this, vacation that. Every time I ask them what their best experience was at the casino, they bring up SlotsFan. All right, so now we can get into it. You were at the table when that idea was officially brought. That hurt, actually, a little bit. So
this table is...
How about that for a little lawsuit? You guys see that? That hurt, Chris.
You can't do it to yourself.
Anyways, speaking of SlotsFan, you were at the table when we were when this came out of my mouth and Jason, and we were going back and forth, and you were there for the entire process from start to finish. So as much as the creators are sitting there going, this was ba ba boom and not a bing, we do not know what it was like for you. I mean, yeah, I saw you running around too, but we were doing our own run around. Now you can give it to us. Tell all of these people, all of those creators out there in the world, what SlotsFan was like from your point of view. Let's start from the beginning, man. Sitting at that table at the steakhouse. Don't remember which one, but I remember it was a steakhouse, and I remember it took me 5 hours to get here.
We were at Cedars.
That was at Cedars.
We were at Cedars in the private dining room.
Private dining room. Hear that, guys?
Yeah, in front of the fireplace.
In front of the fireplace.
Yeah.
This is bringing me back, man.
Yeah. We had a couple glasses of wine.
That was nice.
So then the ideas started flowing.
That was nice. See, you're good. See, the ideas started flowing. You're talking about wine. You're good with this play on words thing. You're a wordsmith. Now I know why you're in customer service. Pal.
We were just talking about trying to, collab with other slot channels, and again, it went back to these slot channels reaching out because, one knows another one, and the next and the next, and how can we get them all here one weekend, and like what kind of event could we do for something like that? So, and I guess we just put the pieces together and just said, well, let's try this and see what happens. And I think everyone was kind of shocked at the result, to be honest with you.
It was. Now, what did you have before we get into the fun part? What was it like for you going through that, having to get all of those channels approved? We had little time too, because you said you were dealing with whatever pushback on your end, which is fine. Mm-hmm. And I think we were only like 45 days out, I want to say, when
I was going to say 6 weeks. So
we got the official. We got the official thumbs up, and we were like, madness.
Yeah.
What was it like from madness for us? We were trying to talk to channels, get them all set. Who can come here? Who's hitting me up? Did I get approved? Did I do this or that? Because who was in charge of what? Now, what was it like for you?
It was that times 10.
Yeah, right?
So...
Can you fit all of us? 20 channels going around, recording? It wasn't even 20. It was definitely more, right?
We had over 30. Yeah. 33, I believe.
I was going to say 34. How funny is that? 34 was in my head.
Big Poppy's number. You're right.
We were just at something with him. Or no, we were having dinner next to him.
Yeah.
The last time I was here. That's right. We were here. He was over there. We didn't bother him.
But yeah, so it was a lot because it was, every slot channel that hadn't been here before needed to be
We got to
approved
top to bottom.
it
remember.
wasn't a return approval. It was, fully vetting the slot channel, making sure they had, X number of views, whatever it was, whatever criteria that the Gaming Commission sets forth. And and then I had to set up the transportation for each and every one of them,
That had to be fun.
the rooms for each and every one of them, my God. And then, that's just the slot channel side. Then you have all the people coming that want to come to the event, that they need rooms and transportation
Yes.
and dinner reservations and everything. So to say that it was a little overwhelming, it might be an understatement.
Huge
for me.
understatement, man. Really was.
I probably put in some serious hours that week.
That was fun.
I think I was here for, probably 18 plus hours the night of the actual event.
Oh man, I never. That's not true, but I was very tired from start to finish with everything that was going on top to bottom, including all the problems we had, and oh my goodness, making sure everybody got here, and obviously everybody's together who wants to hang out, who wants to
Yeah.
We don't got time for this.
Right, and I have
We got an
two
event to
flights
do.
coming in like 15 minutes apart. Will the one person wait for the other person? Do I have to send a separate car?
I would wait for you.
And also part of that weekend was the not knowing what it was going to be.
Yeah.
Like, are we going to have 100 people show up?
I really thought we were going to have 200 people show up. I really did. I thought we were going to have 200. But, again, now I look at it like this. Regards to the number of channels that were there, I say 100 to 200 people. Put 100 200 people in a casino is not terrible. That's not terrible, Chris,
No.
right?
Yeah.
And, I mean, yes, when you do the ratios and go to 20 channels, whatever. But I had no idea that it was going to be. That was crazy, man. We were in the middle of a storm. A storm was happening, or was it going to happen, or did it just happen and everything was still messy? It was one or the other.
Yeah, something hurricane. had
There
come
was
through
there
or
was there was
something.
something there was something going on at that point. Maybe it was like 50 mile per hour winds outside. I remember
Yeah.
that because we went outside on the balcony just to get fresh air, and you froze immediately. Everybody, I do have to say, first of all, I haven't heard one bad word about it. Let's put it that way. And
Mhm.
everybody is dying to know if there's going to be another one. And I just keep throwing out teasers to people, not giving answers, because I've never really sat and talked to you about it. And we'll still leave that as a teaser, because the more I do that, the more people will want it. And maybe, it'll even be more of a turnout because of how many people had my thought process of this is just going to be whatever, and they didn't come, and then they saw it, and they were like,
Wish that they had, yeah.
what the heck, So I'm going to say that number is going to go well into the 50s next time, and now your job just gets a lot harder, pal. That's what happens when you're a good time and you do your job the right way.
Well, fortunately on this one, we had the baby, and then I got to, this great thing that was in front of us, I moved over to the marketing team because I said, I'm just a PD guy, and
Yeah,
this
I
is
know.
this is a lot to handle. So it really requires more than one person
Yeah.
to do all that.
No,
So,
it's-
and it wasn't me. So
Threw a lot on you, Chris.
yeah,
We
thanks.
did.
It was a lot of fun though.
All right. And,
At the
and,
end.
and how was that turnout?
We had well over 1,000 people.
That was crazy, man. I'll never
Um,
forget that line.
One of my favorite things about the entire event was we were, everyone's setting up, and I can picture it. And, there was anxiety, and people didn't know who was going to come through, and, who has swag and who has too much. Why did I bring all this? Did
Yeah,
I
yeah.
bring enough? Whatever.
Did I bring enough? Yeah.
And, we're all in the room, and it was probably like 10-15 minutes before the start of it. And I opened the door for the first time and walked out in the hallway, and there
Yeah.
was already 100 people lined
Do you
up.
remember I walked in the hallway, you yelled at me, like, what are you doing, dude? Remember I walked out, because I don't know if I had to go to the bathroom or something. And I remember that line of people right
Yeah.
there. And I'm just like, oh, wow, look at the line of people. And then as you walked, like if you're going out the door there
Yeah.
to go have a cigaroo, but, you make that left and you looked left, and I was like, oh, and it just was
It just
like,
kept going.
and I was like, oh my God. And
Yeah.
it didn't stop from the time it opened until the time it finished. People were still circling around.
Yeah.
going in a loop, taking pictures. I can't believe it, man. I wish I took it more serious. Because again, 200 people. I was thinking like, come on, I've done this before. This is a home run. 200 people, hand me a microphone, we're good. Yeah. Which, you know what? You didn't give me microphone access. I remember asking.
Well, I was specifically told not to.
See what I mean? Next time, I want to host it. Like, can I be the host? Like the host of it. You know how a guy goes around.
We'll see.
All right. See, big promises coming from Chris Bailey here, ladies and gentlemen. So SlotsCon was, in fact, like once everybody saw it, it was an incredible success for the turnout, all that stuff.
Yeah, and we had a slot tournament that we were hosting at the same time next door.
Yeah, I did not win that tournament. Just FYI.
I don't think anybody did.
Set up.
Not anyone from the influencers, at least that session.
Right?
And when I first went out to that line, I thought the people were in the wrong spot for the slot tournament because it was going off at the same time.
Wow.
So I started going up to people and saying, hey,
this is for
this is for SlotsCon. They're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, no.
And I'm like,
sure?
Like all of you?
Yeah.
Like, is it everybody?
That's good to know, man. Good stuff. To see that just balloon, from a little idea.
I think it was definitely beneficial for both sides, though. Like, it really helped, some of the smaller channels,
Big time, yeah.
there was a lot of reach to, different demographics and stuff of people that were walking through there and, didn't hear of these other slot channels, and they got to pick up some swag and meet the people in person. And
that's it.
Everyone there is, super personable and have great personalities. Love.
I have to admit that was a real solid group of people. All people. I'm pretty sure all people that I still talk to. A couple of them are here right now, and it was great to see them because it's the first time I'm seeing them since SlotsCon.
Yeah.
And they made SlotsCon so much more special for me in a way I wasn't thinking. And when we first had these ideas, we didn't know if we were doing meet and greets, we didn't have that idea. The one that we actually did, that warehouse look, that giant room, that wasn't the first idea that we wrote down. I don't even remember what it was.
I think we did like a dinner.
Yeah, something like that. My goal was to get as many creators as I could for you in one house with full filming and just have everybody relax and say, you can, we're not in Vegas where you could just walk around and kind of film wherever you want. Like, come to this one place. We'll all be here, and nobody has to worry about looking over their shoulders. Everybody just film. That was the goal. And maybe we could have a group poll or something. I'm sure we'll turn into something. Big dinner, right? Like you said. And to see what it turned into, and now to see the potential of it, is even more massive, Chris, because, like I said, those numbers are probably going to double. And now now everybody that was at SlotsCon, everybody that missed it, figure, and I'm talking people-wise, audience-wise, because they didn't know, who didn't promote the proper way. We didn't have a lot of time. We really didn't.
I think channels too.
And
for that, if channels that missed it for that fact would, love to come back and do the next one.
Oh, dude, I will put a good group of people together, and we would love to do that here. That is for a different time, and we'll probably come up with even better ways that I could think about, for this working out for both sides. Now, with this being such a success, and seeing how we started this conversation with, you remember what a slot channel was when it was like, what is this and all that stuff. Do you see this now, this influencer game being it for the casino, the next big thing for the casino to happen?
Yeah, I think it's very important for casinos to have them, and I think that we embrace influencers more than a lot of the other places, as I think you've experienced.
Absolutely.
It just broadens your demographic and like who your reach is, and there's so much expansion of gaming nowadays, online, and casinos popping up left and right on every street corner. Just being able to take that and reach demographics that we wouldn't reach from every channel's perspective, and we have channels from California coming out here.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
That's how
Texas, Florida, you know what I mean? Like it's everywhere. And maybe their viewers would have never thought to ever come to New England. So it's very important for us to have them and get that, that advertising on their channel.
Yeah. I never realized Foxwoods had this. I never realized Foxwoods did this. And I mean, you're talking about me who's here, and, I have a whole Atlantic City crowd that, for me, it's 2 hours.
Yeah.
And there's some people a little bit north of me, it's 2.5 hours to get there. It's 2.5 hours to get here. So but they just go to Atlantic City because that's where they get. Now they see me here. They go, oh my, I can run into you there. And oh, I never knew they had. Oh my God, I never realized how beautiful this place. You know, step out of your ground a little bit. Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this, man.
And we're just improving the property.
It's you got a lot of land here, pal.
Yeah.
You got a lot. You got a lot of room to stretch your legs. Yeah. You got a lot, and just like I said, 10 years ago or 15, whenever that was that I came, it didn't look like this, man. Like, this is now, the place to be as far as I'm concerned. I will always bring my people to you, and because of how accommodating you are. And Chris, all I can do is thank you. I can thank you for this interview. This is going to be the only, most likely, interview I'm going to do with anybody. You know why? Because there's no other Chris Bailey in this world, pal.
Appreciate you.
But there's you. Chris, thank you very much. Thanks for giving me the time, bringing me into this secret media room. Is this the room that you guys, like, bring cheaters to? Like, you don't come back here, with the hammer. You either get the hammer or
I
the
couldn't even
chips.
show you that room.
No? Can I be a part of that room one day? Maybe, like, as a side gig.
You want to be like the guy from Ocean's 11?
I mean,
you got the same hair
all over here. Do you want to touch it? Do you want to be the first person to touch this thing on camera? And
I don't think I want that responsibility.
Do you not want to be? You'll be the first person to pass it up to. You sure, man? This is once in a lifetime.
I mean, it's very tempting, but
all
I
right,
think
fine.
pass.
Later.
Yeah.
Later. Love it. Love it. Ask Jason. Jason, never mind. Again, another time. We're giving him too much time. Chris, thank you very, very much. Thank you for this backdrop and making this obviously a lot easier for me with all the lighting and equipment. It really did make it good. And for being the first non-influencer here, but to give us his insight on everything Sloticon, all those creators we're talking about, and to give us a little insight on what it's like to come to the old Foxwoods. Call Chris. Give Chris Bailey a call when you're on the East Coast. When you're coming to see me, maybe I'll do another event here. Maybe we could do some outside events here for me, Chris. What do you think? Wink, wink. Just for me. Like, hey, never mind.
Just for you?
Just for, yeah, like, hey, Chris, I'm coming up. That's going to do it from here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell to stay notified. Like, comment, follow, and share. I'll have some more videos for you soon. Thank you.